And she's joining me right now, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And you can see her at the Toyota Center this Monday for Monday Night Raw, the one and only Roxanne Perez. Roxanne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, and it's so great to see you right now in this form. First off, congratulations on all the success that you've been experiencing. It has been such a ride for you, I know, and for me to watch. I'm the biggest Roxanne Perez supporter in the state of Texas,
Yeah.
maybe next to your family. And it's been so much fun to see. How has this ride been for you?
I feel like everything has just, surpassed my expectations, and I think everything has just fallen into place exactly the way it's supposed to. And now I'm holding tag team championship gold again. So, yeah, I'm so happy.
Well, now this is your WWE main roster championship, the first one, right? So you were the NXT Women's Tag Team Champ, you're NXT Women's Champion, but now you have this WWE title. When you got that, first off, when did you find out you were going to kind of step in to this position when Liv kind of went down?
It was actually the day that they handed me the tag team championship belt.
And how did it make you feel? Like what was the initial reaction?
Obviously, I was sad for Liv. Injuries are always the worst, especially when you're out for a long period of time. But I knew that I could be the perfect person to step in for her and step in for the Judgment Day and make sure that they keep all the gold in the clubhouse.
Well, you know what, and you're doing a great job. That Evolution show from Atlanta is being talked about as the best WWE PLE of the entire year. What was the energy for that Atlanta crowd, the match that you had, and kind of the vibe of the locker room?
Yeah, the energy was great. The vibe of the locker room was so freaking awesome. I think everybody was just so happy to have another evolution finally, and also for me, I think it was a really full circle moment. And I think I feel like I have so many I made it moments, but I think this one was a really big one. My mom was in the crowd and she was able to come backstage with me also. And I remember watching the first evolution with her and sitting there and telling her, one day I'm gonna be a part of that. I'm gonna be in there with all those women. And flash forward a few years later, I'm backstage with my mom and we're watching the main event together with all the women surrounding us, and it was just a really cool moment.
Well, I know how much of a fan you are of the business going back, to the early years. There's pictures of Roxanne Perez floating out there with so many wrestlers. You trying to get in there and just get a piece of the action, and then to be in the ring with someone like Charlotte Flair or an Alexa Bliss in that moment. It has to be the "How did I get here?" moment. Is this really happening? But you also don't look out of place at all. You feel like you should have always been there. And that's got to be something interesting to kind of, I don't know, sit with.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I first stepped into the WWE, and being surrounded by all these people that I looked up to when I was younger was really nerve-wracking. And I did have a little bit of that sense of like, okay, am I at their level? And now that you say that, like being in the ring with all of those women, Alexa, the Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte, I had the sense of like, no, yeah, I belong here and I'm in here with all these women and I've worked my ass off to be in here with all these women. So, yeah, I think it feels right now.
It feels more than right. Now let's talk about Houston because you're going to be here for Monday Night Raw. This is essentially like a home court show for you,
Yes.
right? We're playing in front of friends and family here. What does it mean to come back to this city as one half of the women's tag team champions and on Monday Night Raw?
Oh my gosh, it means so much to me. Like I can't even really put it into words, but Houston is pretty much where it all started for me. I was taking Greyhounds over there, 6-hour bus rides, doing my homework on there just to train at Booker T's school, Reality Wrestling. Um, and yeah, I remember I had a lot of hard times there, where my pockets weren't full, but I was getting to training every single day and putting in the work because I knew one day it was going to pay off. And now I am walking in as one half of the women's tag team champions. So I am so excited. I'm so excited to finally wrestle again in front of all those Houston people.
H-Town, H-Town's going to
Yeah.
come out, and obviously NXT is going to be there the following night here in Houston. Now, going back to it, when you got into NXT, out of reality of wrestling, Booker was there at reality wrestling, obviously, as a big influence on you, and then he was there in NXT almost right when you got there. So it's almost like it just continued. You went from high school to college in a lot of ways, as Booker was
Yeah.
still your professor. And now you're
Yeah.
out there on Monday Night Raw. But does Booker still pop up in your head every so often? Because I know for me, I've worked with him for 12, 13 years, whatever it's been, and there's not anything that I do where his voice sometimes isn't in my head. Do you have a similar experience?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then I still pop in every now and then on Tuesdays and I'll see Booker and he'll still give me some advice. So yeah, but yeah, I do have that Booker T voice in my head, whether it's before my matches or even in my matches. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's got great lessons, but
He
what's also
does.
great about him is he gives honest feedback, and I think that's why you see so many people out of reality of wrestling come in a lot sharper, maybe than if they trained somewhere else. And that's not a knock to anywhere else. It's just Booker's vision is so unique and distinct that he will be honest with you, even at this stage in your career, I'm sure.
Yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat anything, nothing, which I
That's
love.
why we love him. That's why we love him. Now? Obviously, you were in the elimination chamber this year. That was a huge moment. Doing what you're doing now as a part of the women's tag team champions is a huge moment. You're coming back to Houston. That's a huge moment. We know we still have stuff on the bucket list. Like if you were to talk to Roxanne Perez in a couple years from now, what are the things that you want to make sure that you have accomplished? Are there opponents? I know there are championships that you want to win. I know there's stages that you want to be able to wrestle on. But what does that look like?
In a few years down the road, when I'm finally, I mean, I don't know how long it will take before I'm finally ready to call it a career, but
Oh yeah,
I think like when it's all said and done, I want to be a Grand Slam champion and I want to main event WrestleMania.
and it's gonna happen.
100%.
You know it's going to happen, right? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that all of that's going to happen. And I'm not just saying that because, I think there's been very few people that I've come into contact with in this industry who, I met you, I think when you were 16 or 17, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And
16.
to see everything happen for you the way that you always wanted it to, and to see it unfold, and to see you tap into the potential that everybody saw within your first couple of matches has been incredible. So I have no doubt in my mind that you will be on the main event of WrestleMania, and I will be
Thank
there
you.
cheering you on, as well as winning that Grand Slam championship. Do you feel that what you felt for the women when you were coming up watching? Do you feel that sense of responsibility to the younger women and male superstar or male fans who are watching you as a kind of a role model?
Yeah, 100%. I think that there are so many women from the past that were such a big part of this happening today, of us being able to have an all women's pay-per-view, for us to be able to main event Raws and SmackDowns and pay-per-views that have the men on it as well. And I do feel a sense of responsibility to continue carrying that legacy and make sure that um all the women that are gonna come after me have me to look up to as inspiration.
Well, you know what? Your name is going to ring true for decades to come in this industry of professional wrestling. People will be talking about Roxanne Perez forever. I can't wait to see you at Monday Night Raw. I'll be there cheering you on in the crowd, as well as everybody watching or listening. Make sure you get your tickets for Monday Night Raw from the Toyota Center so you can see the one and only Roxanne Perez in action, defending maybe that tag team championship. We'll have to see what Raw has in store for it. But
Mhm.
Roxanne, just great to see you. Always great to talk to you. It's
Good to see you
amazing to see
too.
where you are, and I couldn't be more happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you.